Everyone, today I'm going to do a deck review. We have a Oracle deck that I picked up. I've actually been wanting it for some time now, and I've always kind of held off on it just because I don't generally read with Oracle as much as I do with tarot, so I have a tendency to get more tarot cards than I do Oracle cards, but I really wanted a Oracle card deck that was kind of more spacey, because I'm kind of leaning more to that spacey essence, that way of being, kind of looking at the stars more, learning about different star systems and different, species of, I guess you could call ET or alien. So I'm quite interested in that kind of thing. So I thought, I need a deck that really goes along and pairs with it really nicely. So I picked up this really wonderful deck, and it is amazing. It is called Art Through the Starstream Oracle by Cheryl Yambrick Rose. And it is just amazing, this deck. Like, you can even just see with the box, like, it's got like a little bit of a shimmer. Do you see that? So there's like some nice gold embellishments. It's a hardcover box. And you can even just see by the artwork on the box here that, sorry for the glare, can't seem to get rid of it. But, we've got lots of different kind of spacey stuff going on. So it's kind of a little bit out of this world, or maybe in this world, right? It's kind of depends on where you're floating. For me, it's there's a lot of symbology in here, and you can really kind of play with it a lot. So the box, it's, like I said, really good and sturdy. Kind of shows you, that's the back of the box, kind of shows you a little bit about the cards, what kind of artwork. Now, what's one thing that's really nice with this deck is the artwork. She painted all the paintings. Here's the backing of the cover. You can see there's actually gilding, like a gold. But she painted these paintings, and they're actually, you can see some of the fabric lines in the artwork, in the print. So that's really kind of cool, because you can kind of see that fabric with the art, and I don't know, it kind of gives this extra layer of texture, I find, as well. So this is the backing. Now, this card deck is 52 cards in here, and I'll just kind of show you some of the images. They're very self-explanatory, I find, but there are ways of reading into them. Sorry, I think I'm going to change my camera around, that way you can kind of see the images a little bit better, because this seems like the glare is really working against me. So I'll just adjust my camera so you guys can see. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I'll just kind of plop in some of the images here so you can see them a little bit better. I'll zoom in. There we go. So as you can see, there's actually a number at the bottom, so that way you can kind of find the card in the book a little bit quicker, and kind of look towards that. Now, obviously, not all these people are human, so we do have more of that space culture, more of a starseed nature to these cards. So so there's kind of like so many layers to this, and different symbology, and working towards playing with your mind, and kind of getting you to look outside the box a bit. There's so much to these cards. I just absolutely love it. So you can obviously use the imagery intuitively, as well as you go with the little affirmation at the bottom. She does in the book, the guidebook, kind of give a little bit extra that goes along with it. But what she does actually in the guidebook, which is just a short little book, I'll just kind of show you quickly. It's just this little guy, and it just has a few pages. We'll kind of go through that in a minute. But she kind of goes more into why she painted what she painted, or how it is significant for her. So even here you can see kind of a craft in the back. So it's kind of leaning towards more of that starseed nature, more of that outer space kind of feel. thinking outside the box, or outside the flock, I think is actually one of her cards, thinking outside the flock. Yeah, there is some nudity in these cards, but you know, it doesn't bother me at all. It's tasteful. It's nothing too crazy. So even here, it kind of does the goddess Isis. You can see there is no death. That's kind of the meaning for this one. I can show you what this, like the little extra meaning could be. I'll look it up real quick. So the number's 37, so then we can kind of find it quickly in here. Okay, so expanded meaning. Nothing really dies. It just changes its form. And so that's all she put for the expanded meaning in the little book. And then she kind of goes into like more of a little paragraph here. I'll just kind of read it so you can kind of get an idea. The lap of Isis is the royal throne. From her breast flowed the milk that gave the divine right to rule. This is why she is often depicted suckling Horus upon her throne, just as Mary and the Christ child were centuries later. She was a creation of goddess who knew the secrets of life and death. The uninitiated might call this magic from a lack of understanding of the principles involved. This knowledge was much deeper and part of the ancient Egyptian mystery schools. The resurrection of Osiris is also mirrors in the Christian story. Neither really died, but went on in another form. To the left of Orion's belt is the star of Isis. This star was called Sopdet in ancient Egypt and is presently called Sirius. Many temples of Isis are oriented toward the rising of Sopdet, Sirius. So that's kind of, she kind of gives like just a little bit there. And she also does in some of them here as well. This is kind of what the book looks like. It's in black and white. But if you can see there that she also does I think that's like an all-seeing eye. But it's a very Egyptian symbol in a piece of jewelry there. So she kind of gives like a little extra that kind of goes along with the cards. So that's kind of like an extra tidbit to kind of go alongside with the book. So yeah, she kind of uses lots of the different gods and goddesses in here to kind of further your study, so you can kind of learn more about them. And yeah, it's a really lovely artwork, and I find the messages, like when you're doing a reading, they're very clear and concise on you know, the advice that's being given for you from Spirit. So that's really quite nice. And I like that she uses different species, you know, that you can see the different star species even coming in, like the unicorn energy. So maybe perhaps unicorn energy is actually working with you at that time. That kind of thing. Yeah. So I really like that. It kind of, I haven't had too much time spending with this deck just yet, because like I said, I just recently got it. So, but so far it reads really lovely, and it really kind of expands your horizons, and it really gets you to think a little bit more, and look at the different influences, perhaps like the different energies that are working with you at that time. So I find that really good. And it's kind of learning too. I find like anytime I get a new deck, I find that my my whole understanding of different people, like from our history, you know, like here, this is actually her rendition of the Black Madonna. Like there's so much to learn still for me, with different myths as well, and old history. Oh, here's the think outside the flock. It's really kind of funny. There we go. So that one's that Silbury Stargate. So probably, I think you would call it Silbury Hill, possibly. And I think she even talks about it in the book as well. Here, I'll look it up really quick and see what kind of she says about the hill. So expanded meaning for this is help others to step outside the threshold into the reality that we are not alone in the universe. Don't be afraid of ridicule if you relate your own experiences. They will be as seeds opening the minds of others to new thoughts and possibilities. So yeah, this is Silbury Hill, and I think you say Avebury or Avebury. That's where it is. So yeah, Wiltshire, England, and she kind of talks about it a little bit and the myth of it. So everything that's going on there. I won't show you all the cards, but I thought I'd kind of give you a taste of just kind of what's going on with these cards and how they're kind of showing a little bit extra and more to them. So there's really kind of, it's really nice to be able to pull these cards out, I find, when you know that there's someone that's a little more open or opening up to these kind of energies. I find it's really good, and it gets the other person to kind of even talk about this kind of stuff as well, because there's so much happening in terms of sightings and what's going on with the earth. And I just find when I use this oracle deck as part of the reading, it really kind of stimulates amazing conversations with other people, and how it kind of shows like just how much other people know as well, and they just maybe don't talk about it with everyone. So this is kind of really nice to be able to have a way of stimulating some really interesting conversations with others, and I can kind of show you their experiences. And it's amazing to find out just how many people are open to ET experiences, star seeds, reincarnation, perhaps the idea of being, reincarnated from another star system, or feeling like you're not completely fully human, like all of that kind of stuff. Like for me, that's like super interesting. So I find this deck is really great for stimulating that conversation and just and learning something along the way about ourselves and also about history. So that is the deck review. Just to recap real quick on the little book that we have here, it does give a little picture here of Cheryl. Lovely Cheryl. The pages in this book, so it's a little thicker than a little white book, that kind of thing. It's 114 pages, and like I said, they're black and white. This is kind of what they look like here. And I think she does give some spreads at the very beginning here. So you can kind of take a look at that as well. I'm not sure if it's going to come up. Oh, there is a sister deck to this as well. It's called the Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. So that's kind of something that goes along with it as well. And here's some different spreads that she has. I'm not sure if it continues on the other page. Oh yeah, just a little bit. So yeah, there's lots of information in here and kind of juicy bits. So I definitely highly recommend this this deck. It is just amazing. So if you're interested in star systems, or if you're interested in extraterrestrials or sightings, anything along this nature, I would definitely grab it. You guys take care. Thanks. Bye.